Hello, welcome back to my tutorials on the basics of building your first world in VRChat. So last time we covered putting a texture on a shape, a cube, object, whatever. So hopefully you've had a bit of a practice with that and experimented with a few shapes and textures. But now it's all very well having the great textures, but what's really important in Unity in VRChat is the lighting that really makes the textures stand out. So the first thing you want to do really is sort out what environment you're going to have. Are you going to have a dark sky, a night sky, a cloudy sky, a bright sunny day? So you need to figure out, depending on your world, which skybox you want. You can find your skyboxes in Unity Asset Store, and that will import the skyboxes into your Unity project like I shown you in the first video. So I've downloaded this sky package and I've put together 4 cubes or walls on a floor. And at the moment you can see the shadows are going off to the right there. Okay. But let's say I want this to be a dark world and I want it lit in some places and not in others. So let's choose a darker sky. Oops, wrong folder. Oh, there. So let's go night sky and not that one. Let's go that one. So I've just clicked night sky. So, and I've just dragged that and I've literally just placed that up there like that, and it brings it in straight away. And if I look back at my cubes now, you can see that this is all in darkness. You can still see the shadow and the light on the floor, but if I move around, you will see that there's light coming from this direction and leaving this side in shadow. Now, what's causing that is what you see in your hierarchy here, which is your directional light. So if I click on directional light, it's up here. And if I click the rotation button, this directional light acts basically how the sun behaves. So if I rotate it, you can see the light changes depending on the rotation, or I could swing it that way or that way, and you can see the shadows just moving in the direction of the light. And let's have it about there. I don't know, something like that. Okay. So the next thing you will notice that, but on the other side, it will be all in darkness. So you can't really see the walls, but you can this side. So you may want to add some lights. So to add lights, all you need to do is go to your hierarchy, click anywhere in this grey box with your right mouse button, and then you want to go down to light, and then let's choose a spotlight. And then I'm just going to take that out of rotation and have it on the move tool so I can move that light to where I want it. Okay. So in this panel, once you get the light out, you'll see this panel. If you click this white bar, this will show you your color chart, and in here you can change the color of the light. At the moment it's white. So what I'm going to do is say choose red, and then just close that picker down, and then I'm going to choose, I always go for 5. I think 5 for the intensity is a good marker for you to kind of think, well, do I want that bigger, smaller? It's big enough for you to see it and small enough for it not to overwhelm your world. So say if I wanted that, I don't know, a bit brighter, I'm going to change that to 30. But if I wanted it in a larger area, I would change the range from 10 to 20, or you could go up to, whoops, why is that not changing? 10. Spot angle. There we go. So the range is how far it will travel. So if I lift that light up, you can see how far that will go to how low. So you just change it in here of how you want it to be. Okay, and then you move that to where it is. And then we'll just pop that at the side there. Now, if you wanted more of a light that spreads more equally and not in a circle like that, I usually use a point light. So if you go down to here and go to light and select point light, a new arrow will appear and you'll see, well, nothing's happening. You'll think, well, why isn't nothing happening? But something is happening. It is lighting the area. So if you can see, even just on the settings I have now, if I move that, you can see it just shining off the walls there. But say if I wanted to make that electric blue, I'm going to move that to the blue colour and then move that all the way to the blue. I'm going to have it quite intense and change it from 1. Yeah, go 1 to 10. And then you can see them. Can you see the, if I move that so it hits, there we go. You've got a really cool blue tinge then on those rocks. And this is how you can build quite an atmospheric vision to your world by playing around with these lights. So that's a quick tutorial on the basic lights. This is just the basics, guys. I know that some people are doing a lot more complex things with lights, but this will start you off. One more thing to just consider is that you will see here where it says mode. For any of your lights, really, you need baked. So when you come to bake your world, that light reflection will be baked into the texture. Okay, and what that means is that when a person starts walking through here, because they're not taking it in as real-time light, it stops the world from juddering like that when you're on your headset. So if you click baked, it makes your world run a lot smoother than if you were to do real time. The only time I might do real time is if I've got a fire and I want the flickering happening, but just be aware that that can be a lot on the Quest headset. So it's really better to have it as baked. Okay, make sure you like and follow me. Any comments, please put in the comment section below. If you've got any questions, I'll try and get back to you. Or if you want to see my bar, MoonShine Bar, in VRChat, you can take a look at some of the things that I've done in there that you may think, oh, how did she do that? So if so, just get in contact, drop me a message, and I'll get back to you.